Should Brady be criticized for participating in these workouts?
Sure. If you're a conscientious member of society, if you're a Tampa Bay Bucs fan, you're happy because he's competitive and wants to win and loves to play football, as do his teammates, obviously. And so from that point of view, you're happy. But there's a reason, Stephen A., when this topic comes up about restarting the economy and getting back to normal, and you said, eventually we're going to have to get back to normal. There's no other way to say it. In the GOP-led southern states, we're seeing an enormous spike in coronavirus cases. As Paul Krugman in the New York Times, Nobel Prize-winning economist, points out, the EU travel ban on Americans right now is largely based on that. Those cases are spiking. New York, where you mentioned the NBA should move, which I agree with you, because in the Northeast, we've done a very good job of where we're hit early and hardest before the information was widely available and testing and equipment was widely available. We've done a very good job at social distancing and not restarting the economy irresponsibly too early, not having leaders tell us to be irresponsible in that way. And so they didn't just plateau, they started to go down. That is the right idea. And so in terms of a football fan or a Bucs fan, you got to be happy with Brady. But in terms of the larger issue of people behaving responsibly and not getting back to work in an irresponsible way, of course he deserves criticism.
Well, first of all, let's not engage in politics on the show. If you want to mention what the GOP is doing wrong, there are some people that believe that the Democrats are doing some things wrong as well in other areas that don't have something to do with COVID-19. So let's just be careful and stay in our lane. That's number one. Number two, I understand that, but I'm just saying, let's just stay in our lane. Number two, I have no problem with Tom Brady. Zero problem with Tom Brady at all. Here's why. Because if you're going to tell me that you want him to be careful and you want to dictate how he should prepare for this season while taking into consideration safety protocols and all of that stuff, I'm down for that. Go to the practice, go to these private workouts, make sure you re-emphasize what kind of things you should be doing in order to keep yourself safe. But the bottom line is that I'm a quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just got over $50 million. Excuse me, I ain't got to be in somebody's face to throw the football of them 40, 50 yards downfield, 20, 10 yards downfield, or whatever the case may be. There are ways. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan Clark, even though you might disagree with me. I understand that. But correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe there are ways to engage in social distancing while working out.
Yeah.
So the issue is not about him working out. It's how you work out. It's how you work out. So if they said we don't like how he's working out, and you had some specifics, I got that, meaning the people that reported it, Max. That's what I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about them. What I'm saying is that in the end, I don't want you sitting at home throwing Nerf footballs to your kid in your backyard when an NFL season's coming up. I want you out there practicing and developing chemistry with your teammates. Just stay the hell away from me. And I'm really getting sick and tired, Max, of these people walking around. Listen, man. Listen, since the city opened up or whatever, I've been out. Guess what I've done? I've had on my mask. I've had on my gloves. I haven't gone in gatherings of more than 10 people. And, oh, by the way, it's a perfect excuse for me to tell you to stay the hell away from me. Don't come up in my face,
but Stephen A.
pound and a hug, and want to say, no, we ain't got to do all of that. Why can't you go out there and work out, but also engage in social distancing? I really don't see why it's
real quick, Ryan.
I really don't see why it's hard.
Ryan, real quick, Stephen A., I'm not injecting politics into anything. There is a tremendous overlap with politics, and people take their cues from leaders. And some leaders have been setting an impossibly irresponsible example. And in those states, and by the way, it's from party affiliation. And in those states, you notice a tremendous spike in coronavirus cases. And furthermore, I was quoting Paul Krugman, who's a Nobel Prize-winning economist, actually.
Yes, I'm very familiar with Paul Krugman. You're not the only one that knows him. But in the end, all I'm trying to say to you is that there are people who disagree with you or might disagree with him. So if you're going to bring him up, make sure you highlight that. That's all I'm saying. Any interest of fairness.
No, it's not an issue of disagreement. I'm just stating facts.
Yeah, and listen, and this is a fact too. I'm the dude, because I work at a training facility. I've had to go back to work. I have on masks. I spray people. I gun people. I do everything to make sure that we are social distancing. But I train professional athletes. And I know 2 of those athletes will be gone in the upcoming weeks because they're doing OTA-like activities with their teammates. I think this is going to happen around the league as a whole. And so, no, I'm not upset with Tom Brady. And the people that are upset with Tom Brady, many of those people are hypocrites. Because the same way Stephen A is talking about New York opening up a little bit, so has Louisiana. And I've been to certain places and I've seen people on top of each other not wearing masks. And you know how they look at me? They look at me like I'm the strange dude. Because when I walk up and I have my mask on, they grab their kids and they pull their kids back and they tell their kids, step on this side, because obviously something must be wrong with me because I have a mask on. Something must be wrong with me because you see me telling you when you're holding the door, it's okay, I got it. I can get the door by myself. I appreciate it. And so Tom Brady just has to make sure that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going about this in the right way, that they are being smart, checking temperatures, not out there if someone is feeling ill. You have to be smart to protect the rest of your guys. But the world is moving on. And seemingly the NFL has already decided that they're going to do their best to have a season. So Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have to compete with the Carolina Panthers, have to compete with the New Orleans Saints, who I believe I just saw Drew Brees throwing with Emmanuel Sanders. You have to do these things now. And so as the world is beginning to open up, so too do our critiques of football players and of athletes trying to get together to work. On one hand, we're saying, Tom Brady, don't work.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.